Hi everyone, I am Mr. Tarun, Assistant Professor in Special Education Intellectual Disability. And today we will explore a topic that is understanding intellectual disability myths, facts, and realities. Our aim is to break down misconceptions, look at the truth, and discuss how we can create an inclusive society. First, we have to understand what is intellectual disability, a developmental condition that characterized by significant limitations in intellectual functioning and limitation in adaptive behavior. Onset before the age of 18 requires support across multiple life domains. Now we have to proceed on causes of intellectual disability. Intellectual disability can be caused by genetic conditions, for example, Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome. Prenatal factors, examples, infections, malnutrition, alcohol, drug exposure. Perinatal factors, example, birth complications, oxygen deprivation. Postnatal factors, example, infection, head injuries, environmental deprivation. Characteristics of individual with intellectual disabilities. Varying degrees of learning difficulties, delaying in developmental milestones, challenges with communication and social interaction, need for structured support and routine, strength in areas such as visual learning, social friendliness, and routine tasks. Now we have to proceed on myths versus facts. First myth is intellectual disability is a mental illness. But the fact is intellectual disabilities is a developmental condition, not a mental illness. The second myth is people with intellectual disabilities cannot learn. But the fact is they can learn with appropriate methods and support. Third myth is intellectual disability is always severe. But the fact is intellectual disabilities range from mild to profound. The fourth myth is all individuals with intellectual disabilities are the same. But the fact is each person is unique with their own strength and needs. Myths versus facts part 2. First myth is people with intellectual disability cannot work. But the fact is many hold jobs with or without support. The second myth is intellectual disabilities is caused by bad parenting, but the fact is parenting does not cause intellectual disability. The third myth is people with intellectual disability don't have feelings, but the fact is they experience a full range of emotions. The third myth is special schools are the only option, but the fact is inclusive education is possible and beneficial. Now we have to proceed on the realities of living with intellectual disabilities. People with intellectual disabilities lead meaningful, productive lives with the right support. They can participate in education, work, relationships, and community activities. Face social stigma, limited access, and discrimination. Need for acceptance, inclusion, and empowerment. Now we have to proceed to promoting inclusion and how we can promote inclusion in our society. First, we have to respecting individuals' differences, advocating for rights and equal opportunities, supporting families and caregivers, encouraging inclusive education and workplace policies, spreading awareness to dispel myths. Now we have to conclude this topic. Intellectual disability is not a barrier to potential. It is time to move beyond myths and see the real person behind the label. Empathy, awareness, and action can create an inclusive society. Hope all of you understand this topic. For more such topic, please do like, share, and subscribe TechNet TV. Thank you.